Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. E don done. E no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. E don done. E no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. E don done. E no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. You know say plenty people no get for vote the time for election? Not because they no want for vote, but na because of this simple mistake wey I can't tell you about, so na e go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then na number 1 step we go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. Wetin this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lumley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake dey. As them blow the whistle, when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go serve na morning, vote, return back na you house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return a power if I'm not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.
when our Unity Party, as now they see, now Unity Party this party woman nine creates this party, Unity Party in Sierra Leone. So this party waiting mostly in they do for in people he say he not get money for shape again because this is a new party this way it all start. He say he not get money where the shape. He not get money where the shape for start. He say in they prefer for give in people free medical as soon as they see. Now they go on rights and as soon as they see so. If they do free medical, they deal with free medical. The woman named Femi Claudius-Cole. So he not get money for people like give in people that as he not get money for people for giving people But this now the issue where they do. We they treat over how many thousand people per day. It's not easy. Woman I not cry for in a salon. Every day we dey cry, every blessed day we dey cry. It's not funny for we right now in a salon. But this woman, tell Master thank you, where God send her for we for can help we. Like can solve the problem they won't get. So if the candidates na Unity Party now they stand 2018 and they stand for presidential candidate. But obviously not impossible that time they not be there for let we the election. But when they beg with people this 2023 election they can't take place. We need changes in this country. But right now it's not funny for right now we have to talk to you now. It's not funny for right now. So some people when people they don't sick over how many days, how many months, how many years when the people they don't sick, where they not get not to where they give them down to for let they do medical not easy because of the hospital, the government hospital I think way not easy. If you not get million, if you not get thousand, they're not the free. But now this one where they can't show now, my name Femi Claudius-Cole. Now Creole, you don't stand for president in this country. So please, 2023, I talk to the people then. As soon as they see that we manage this way they can, when they see, my name is Mr. Mosley. And they find out this party, Unity Party. So now the people in this way they see, to the people over how many thousand people per day, please. So we need assist. One day when they out of country, when they everybody we need help for help this party let grow up. We get doctor then, we get nurse, we get so many workman there where they among we right now, where they public education the right now as they talk to now. So it's not easy right now for we at this country. So I can't see when they can't see the doctor then, like as soon as they see this now nurse and this. They deal with blood pressure. So obviously, they talk to people this election where they can 2023 as soon as they see. Now other doctor then this back where they sit down, where they see about people let them know if you get malaria, you got any kind type of sick we get. Then they find out, let them know what's not the sick. Let them menu. So and the nurse then this, and the doctor then this way they sit down. As soon as they see, it's not easy for the right stand at salon. So, now the doctor then this way they sit down. This now insist at this. The woman where they tell about now insist at this. On Unity Claudius-Cole. Okay, now the iron lady this, Femi Claudius-Cole. And the woman is sitting now front of me. Now, as soon as they see her. Now the guarantee woman this way of stand. We want to stand 2023 for this presidential issue they can. There's so many nurses, all kinds type of tablets and medicine that they give free. This one at the same we pack here and free. You may pay nothing.
And tell me now many
now they see and the tablets in this. Now the nurse and this, now the patient and this way they sit down so they talk to them right now. After they see now, and this time they go on right now salon winner Gube. And the place name Gube. And they will right now so they see what the patient there right now and the nurse in their needs. We get a lot of type of nurse where they deal with all kinds of where you not say you get. We get doctor the way they see but now the patient then this way they sit down some. We get patient, we get doctor, we get nurse. After they see the beautiful lady, IS, the nurse. So we really happy with the go on right now at the country. Wait till this woman they go and do for the people like for let them get health no more. So we really appreciate. And the iron lady this way she don't own at the same so. See right now. So this now they go on right now. Now as I talk to now this now they go on right now. In Dubai. See patient like this. See no more how the patient them but police them all with the seaboard left for before the Komoya. The make Komoya won't know seaboard this patient they all with the seaboard before Komoya. So I beg we need people there for let they can put hand under this party, let this party go up. 2023, Lord give power to women, Lord see what women back they can do for me. Because the two parties they don't feel with this country, except people in APC, they don't feel this country now one. So we need for Sky woman now this 2023, Lord give Lord see what anybody do for we. Because Umbra and they bomb me and they sorry for we back. The command now, you know, say as you give one belly, don't forget butter. So Umbra now that they left for you until it's big, so you know easy. So Umbra they get sorry have past Monday. Woman they get sorry have past Monday. So I beg this 2023 election all they can. And they break the big people then they vote for Femi Claudius-Cole, winner woman, winner candidate for Unity Party. This 2023 election they can. And they talk to me people then, when I'm out of country, when they listen. For let this party let go up, let go assist to any possibility, get help, where you help me, let help me. Let this party go up, let go up, big. The people I big. Now thank you for listening. My name is Christopher Maada, but they used to call me my neighbor. Thank you.
Hello to you good people. I'm inside this one big family house. Well, as we always can tell now, every day we bring a new thing. Well, I'm not going to say new thing, but we create every day because we always want to make the family house be happy. We want to inform the family house. So waiting they happen, more especially the Yuki Dabaru and the bad things them. Where this misdirection, where don't sit down now we eat like we grab all your body. They do inside the country. Well, we get people the way they help we for take this crab on top of the body, on top of the flesh. We no more not go able but to get a very strong woman. Me, I know they call her mommy. I already tell her say this I know they call her mommy. Because I know they see what they do related to what mommy they do, and it's still the well gene trustees. Because I remember the last time I see them a peep where go America, where they talk a peep na the video. I see how they act. I say, this, you're not ready for go. Now that mommy level is. So we always deal with this woman where it's a girl stand strong with them. And this woman, to be honest enough, we always they talk not to when it's sit down with you or where you get for can deal with me. If we get in 5 na salon, we they get a better salon. And as Israel don't join the boat, we pray for make some people able to copy from them and be straightforward people for make we get a better salon. I know they strain myself. Una know some of una as I don't call woman where someone mommy not so mommy, but instead they can't tell una because they can't talk concerning the topic of today, the 4 years of misdirection. Now they can't confirm say this now woman. If they for the reverse age no more, if I don't go renew, I go to the renew driving license. No, but no side, deal with me as we deal with mama, with sister, we elder, the politician where we don't see say in a number one person where it be say if people follow your agenda, we they get a better salon. Me, Nababu Kablai from the north, deal with me as in they can introduce himself. I know they call it.
All right, me. Okay, me and Mr. Pierre, the freedom fighter. Well, like my brother don't already say, I think I don't need for talk again because if I talk, I just did dirty the water no more now. My brother he don't paint the, he don't paint the palm body. He don't team up strong one back. Anyway, we go direct to the ball. Let me hear you now from the In fact, I will stop myself and say the mommy. Let me go to the young girl.
No one here.
The political young girl, the political iron lady.
Oh, you know, say me and Sierra Leone with the age together.
No. Even when you and Salon they age together, but we want for make it on sweet 16 again.
Me a chairperson for Unity Party and a proud chairperson for the Consortium of Progressive Political Parties. A dedicated Sierra Leonean, a committed Sierra Leonean, a mother of two, a nurse by profession, and as I say, this alone, it go better, ma.
By God in power.
Okay, before we go to begin ask you question then, you begin talk something about the chairperson for Unity Party, the chairperson for COP, Coalition of Progressive Political Party, and your first election with Itima Pantranga one, now the 2018 election. But after that election they been done, we be hearing you release one message. We go start the ball rolling right from that message. But first, let me listen. Let yourself listen back what you been talk after 2018 election. We'll come back just now.
My name is Femi Claudius-Cole, the presidential candidate for the Unity Party. I want to thank all those who supported me, those who voted for me. The elections are almost over. The country has spoken, the people have chosen, and as a presidential candidate, I think it is but right that we continue to pray that if there is a runoff, which it appears there will be, that we continue to maintain our peace and support whoever the victor happens to be. For my own part, I am thankful that I was able to enter the race, and I pray that the leader that we're going to have keeps his eye on the people of Sierra Leone. The needs are many, but it is interesting that the results are what they are. It is for us to accept, and it is for us to move on. As Unity Party, I intend to stay in the political arena. I intend to be a voice, especially for those that were unable to vote. So I don't intend to curl and die. I intend to be in the public eye. I intend to continue my medical mission, and I also intend to become somewhat involved in adult education affairs. So again, I want to thank all of those that supported me. Some people supported and others actually donated to my campaign. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was a pleasure running this race, and I look to the future, and I wish all those who ran under my party's ticket peace, and we all have to together figure out a way to maintain our political relevance. I thank you.
All right, that's not the 2018. In fact, the time where the first round just done, where we prepare now for go into the runoff between.
Yes.
Sorry. Bible, you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Between Samura Kamara and Julius Maada in 2018. Well, it been talk some words then. It say, first of all, it can't for stay into the political race, and at the same time, it plan for letting voice, be the voice of the ordinary people, the voiceless, from then 10 and to now. We don't see how instrumental it don't be. We don't see how best it don't add your own voice into the whole thing. But let me ask you first, Femi Claudius-Cole, then 10 and to now, how it's like for you? For give you voice, for lend you voice to the voiceless. How it's like for you?
Then be a challenge. Now is an even bigger challenge.
Okay.
At that point, we all the campaign, we all the criticize, we all the make suggestions, we all the come with ideas. But we been get a sense of freedom. Say we'll be able for talk, we'll be able for criticize. But from 2018 to now, you now talk knowing, say, your liberty, they at risk. I be fit to say, salon don't come on, na then side and day, where we don't actually begin for embrace democratic principles them of freedom for associate, freedom for speech. But sadly, 4 years later, we actually don't take a step back in with democracy. Where for criticize is unacceptable, for condemn, you are what's in Kinkola, all kind of negative remarks. So I know you not get for vex pan God, because God gets a reason why they do everything, but my prayer they want make that they have not been answered. I can tell you quite clearly. Who say we did so now? I know they imagine, I know they dream self. Say na ya I go find myself delicate today where the voiceless, their voice even lower now. They even don't cut their voice, they don't pull their voice box self now. Where people even afraid for listening to controversial radio shows them. Say if I want to listen to X, Y, and Z, I get for I don't that bed. I let people they know you're me. I mean, really?
You mean we don't go back to the revolt time? Then 10 and the afraid for listening to 98.1?
We're in a situation where seriously, if anybody been tell me say, now yeah we go there 4 years later, I could say it's not possible. It's really not possible. I mean, one can match in place. You the match in place. You know they go before, but you know they go behind. But this week, actually, not to work out, the worker go behind. I run with the run go behind. It's really very disheartening. Very, very sad.
Before I allow my brother for come inside this statement here, you been talk say you dey pray that the one way go win, let it come and able for all the country together, and as well una go ready for support them. Also that word they don't go because we like not see something like that in there. For let una support the government of the day and for let the country go there together.
As I can tell you honestly, this government commits inclusion, inclusive governance, women's empowerment, but you know, they can say something. Talk is cheap. And actions always speak louder than words. So all that thing and everything they tell me, it was just campaign rhetoric, not just campaign talk. I don't believe say they come from the heart, and none of those promises at all have been kept. At all. None. Waiting we actually they see now a closure of the democratic space. Rapid closure of the democratic space. Suppression of the freedoms that come with a democracy. Total suppression. We see a government almost acting like a complete bully. A complete bully. And then as we come close to elections now, we will see that one begin. Well, I believe. Come on now. Can they say you fool me once? Okay, you fool me twice, but 3 times. You can't. And these are 4 years now of promises that have not materialized at all. In fact, the same way we did now, Ukraine or not Ukraine, COVID or not COVID, we're bad.
I think that my Bible and AI you don't go so Bible can come in from there.
So before they come in from there, I just want to ask the mommy small but long question. In the introduction, I tell you say other people like me said no mistake, just I say the mommy was a mistake. People that they call you the mommy, but some of we they determine old age by the way how some people they think. But the way they think and the way they do things them, so we now this house, and not they go with you, that's the way people they take. Because in Africa, when you say the mommy, now post way all the idea on there, and I think it's not too better. What I want to ask you now, when you begin this journey where you did so today, you've been getting some frustrating advice, discouraging words them, but you still stand and say, no, this journey, I must reach Usai, I want time for make it be. Compare that time to now, any side you turn at the left, Femi Claudius-Cole, right? Femi Claudius-Cole, in good way. How you they feel as you be determined in a young party you get, so the popularity where you don't get now, how you they feel?
Afraid. Are they scared? Because I get a bar where I don't set for myself, public don't set for me, where today, just before Akana you show, I they talk with one, me strong female leader. Now they tell them, I Auntie Kadi, you know it's in a fear. I say, if people they don't get an expectation of you, but in politics, not a one-man game. I say, you know, say I can they pray, Papa God, the one they always are there with. Let them get the kind heart way I get. Because I say, imagine, Auntie Kadi, I say, if we fail the people of Salon now, when we look the entire political arena outside we there so now, the people of Sierra Leone, if we fail them, it don't done. You know what I mean? So I feel a huge sense of responsibility. Initially, I can say me not supposed to go church, but I tell you something, I am very deeply spiritual now and very deeply prayerful now. And I not just can I pray for myself, I pray for everybody where they around me when a decision maker. I say, because Auntie Kadi, assuming say, you know, all the one that within a political arena, now forgive me for saying this, but this now waiting I can think to myself now in quiet moments. I know they cast a doubt or a blame on anybody from any political party, but I'm just being truthful. I can look and say all the way so now where we all the work so, we all the gladdy, we all the push this thing go before we they engage other political party. What if we reach there now? Then all of a sudden, some man get different mind. Me one can go able for battle against all man for Sise, but not to this we promise. Not to that we promise. So I can afraid. Because with the praise comes the expectation. With the expectation comes the delivery. You know, so in my quiet moments, I can sit down, I say, hey God, I say, change me all act. Because I can speak for only me from the interior of Femi Claudius-Cole, but I can't speak for others. You know what I mean? I say, some go come where talk the talk. If fine, you believe. Then tomorrow now, where you can now for deliver to the people, eh, bo Femi, bo Sidombo, bo left hand. Then what happens to you? You become frustrated. You become unhappy. You know, so as I can pray for myself and any environment where I find myself, I can pray for the entire consortium, for the APC, for the PMDC, for the NGC. So we all get for council this with one mind. But I tell you something, mortal man, na the biggest unknown na the equation. So with the popularity comes huge responsibility. Because I can ask myself, or people can ask myself, Femi, why you they do this? Where I am 60. So death can come at any time. You really never know. But what I want now, waiting the rest of my life for be something positive. You know, I can count myself blessed because I can say I've been lucky as a parent. The picking and not make us say Lord have mercy. They're independent. I don't go rub small love oil panda. I don't left them. I say, Una just pay for me now because the task I have in Sierra Leone is big. Una don't okay, Una can look after Una self. I say, but there are those where they work at their football school. There are those where they go inside gutter, go take water. You guys, you really don't need me. I said, but then one day they Una go advocate for them. Then come right away, they look like picking they die because oxygen no day. Come on now. I said, so in whatever life I get left, it should be positive. I don't go make fear begin for subdue me because I don't go see idea and it was bad. But now what Amanda amidst the seriously.
Before you continue in that area
so well.
Before you continue in that area, they are still there with you in that video. You honestly tell we say you go continue for be the voice of the voiceless. And we see say in real life from 2000 to now, 2018 to now, you really don't make a mark in terms of you advocating, you know, power, your prowess, the zeal where you get for advocate, for talk for people and for call the government to attention, even though where me and you know say the government, well, they say they're not listening governments, yeah, but we know say they are not listening government, yeah? But you still they go on with waiting you talk way back in 2018, when at the same time that the way Maada been promised people, but you don't stick to your own part of your own promise. Now because you're the opposition, or now because you still want the sympathy of the people? What make you keep to your promise?
Something the people don't need Femi in sympathy. The people they don't need Femi in sympathy because
no. For let the people sympathize with you and say you're a good leader.
But right now, I'm a good advocate.
Yes, that's
I
a
am
no. And
for
that make
now.
I ask you, say, if not because you they still as opposition, make you they stick to your own part. Because we know say when people in the opposition, they sabi every the solution to a problem, and then they tend for solve all them problem in there. But once they go into governance, then problem they don't be a thing of the past.
Well, I think to say then again, they speak to personality.
Okay.
And they speak to motive or ulterior motive. You get for look around and ask people why you they do this. Why you they do this? If you they do them with an ulterior motive, it's difficult for sustain. In a reach a time where you say, "Bo, before that, la quit, la go to the outside ever comfortable for me." For me, I can tell you honestly, I don't dare very, very intimate with death. I work ICU for over 20 years. I see patients when they come in a VVVVIP, where we almost not for cough, not for sneeze near them. Then can they lay them and they die. Like our poor man, they die. Like our old man self, they die. So for me, I get a different value system for life. I get a totally different value system for life. Waiting, I hope for accomplish. Today, when me and Auntie Kadi, they talk now, they tell and say, Auntie Kadi, I say people then go surprise, say, then go feel to say that mommy in a position you want. I say, and they will be shocked. When if 10 come, I say, you know what thing, I they watch you no more. Una try it. Let me the no more now, they watch you now. Because what me really want for see. I mean, I speak on my faith, I speak on my hopes, not just hopes for me own personal family, but when I can sit down in my quiet moments and I can look at the potential of Sierra Leone, all man get different heart. Seriously, all man get different heart. One time in the way, somebody can send me a host, they meet me, I introduce them to my son. Now, we don't interact. Now later on, they say to me, but Femi, I be fit to say, now one son no more you get. Now, you know, I say in scientific terms, he's my stepson. I said, but I find the step quite offensive. He's my son. So when they see me two, they play, I say, anyway, Femi, you're not kumbra. Because if you're not the type of person that you get love for mortal man, you know, that's for sure. Some man say the medical what they do now because of politics. Now, when they go back and do research, then discover, say, we don't they do free medical, well, when Jesus na choir boy, now we hospital don't they do them. And since then, I continue to do it. So there are so many things person can do if not just for personal gain. But for me now, I believe we were in a politics now. History therefore judge we much more harshly than them people who are in a politics today. Because the poverty is glaring. It ain't up your face. Drive around cutting through you, they see the poverty. Go on a police station, see people and bike where they rotting. You they see the stress they put on we own people then. And some of we, maybe we say blessing, maybe we say we love for mortal man, but this Sierra Leone, I believe in them. I really believe in them. I believe Sierra Leone can be a paradise. And whatever my own contribution therefore make before death, I think I should make it. And in terms of being honest, we in at the time where you go say them we born with silver spoon now we mouth. Simply, I say I strain for anything, for an education, for travel. What? So if I have been so blessed, I think if I want to take the opportunity for do good, not because I want anything, but because I can. And the Bible says you for do good because it's the right thing for do. So sometimes you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Not because, I mean, for me, I have traveled. I don't really travel. God don't really bless me. I don't go safe. I don't come back safe. But I cannot get the poverty of Sierra Leone out of my head. I cannot get my love for Sierra Leone out of my heart. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not even crazy about leadership roles anymore, but I want to be part of the decision-making of Sierra Leone. But where all man they say go, so I say, I don't think this, I don't think that. So for the one and day, we go on for doubt, my love for Salone, we go feel to say I have an ulterior motive. I think if I was coming into politics probably at a much younger age, that accusation they go able for stick. But I'm coming into politics at the can I say at the end of my life? You know, so and I born meet my parents and they do good. Not because of anything. We hospital them and they call them DFG, do for God. So I can meet them, they give to the community, and we're all different. I mean, even when I've been the nurse in America, the patients go down inside, one nigger for look after them, one black man, everything they do in the ICU, blah, blah, blah. When I go down, cost me down at the end of the shift. Oh, Femi, you're so soft, you're so nice. That's and then all the compliments go, can they want to give me money? I say, no, we don't accept money, sorry, you can't. Then go buy me coffee, gifts. Like, about Sierra Leone.
Okay. All right, the Iron Lady, because I think at the name now they call you, say we get you, so we get for you this joining, the Iron Lady. So we don't listen to you, and people they don't listen to what you talk. Just like what you just mentioned in your statement, say people get for surprise. Maybe time go reach where you go just want to sit down at the back seat, say, una go ahead, me they observe. But what if the same people and choose this, you get for being at this position? Example, like you're fortunate for being vice president of Sierra Leone, yeah, as soon as don't form this consortium, then your president, when are the caretaker, in the misbehave, the one come at the circle where una be don't draw, especially you, where you want them for enter. But you the deputizer, and now you caretaker. But this caretaker, no, they go to the plans them wanna get. How you go act towards your boss?
Okay, now, you see the relationship between the president and the vice president for be a unique one. And one particular relationship there that I admired, and then the relationship will exist between Barack Obama and Joe Biden. If I am offered such a position, it will be a huge honor. I go like for interact with the president, because the vice president and the president, to me, pass married. It pass married. It has to be somebody where you're so comfortable with. Not so that you're where they took na the keiko. When they not say put pants up the keiko. So before people then they pull their I shall be married don't scatter. It has to be a relationship, even if it is a new one. Say una go on a retreat. Una two no more. You get a feel for your chemistry and ion chemistry. I can tell Sierra Leone, the whole of Sierra Leone today, if that chemistry not exist, where I not feel say, na possible. If no one shoots and you go before her, you say, shoot me before you kill me, president. If I don't feel that strongly about that individual, I will turn it down.
Okay, so when we reach to that point, let me go now to the issue of we present situation. Also, we get with caretaker, and then we get in wife. For example, where plenty people, for example, they say the wife now na the caretaker, na the president of the country, and then the vice na the president originally. If you're fortunate for work in that kind of circle, by the way, before I ask you the question, you see the vice president, I don't know how to put himself. What that you people they actually say Fatima Naina the president right now because then they take most of the decision and they surface now most of the programs right now. How you take this kind of thing right now?
Well, I don't go criticize the woman, I go criticize the man.
How?
Because let answer you. The people of Sierra Leone elected the president. Mm-hmm. They elected the father of the nation. Mm-hmm. And with that, they elected his team player. Mm-hmm. An immense team player is his vice.
Yeah.
From 2018 to now, me not ever don't feel that chemistry even between the vice and the president.
Okay.
And I don't then at them presence. Once in a state house, I don't ever feel that, which is why I go tell you, say, it's like a marriage. But because that relationship probably is not as strong as it should be, the wife is stepping into the role.
Okay, so this issue of president and vice president, so we can say the caretaker and deputy, now thing we don't they go on for some time now, whereas the two people then, one way or the other, we not can feel how best they can able for work very seriously together. Yeah, and we see in the case of Anis Baikoma and in former and Sam Sumana, we see this one now Julde in Maada Bio. What do you feel like missing? Where we for correct in the next government?
I think the problem with that now, like a me so now I get a daughter. I say, oh, Shengepia, I look like you. You're not a woman. I want to fix you up with me, Pikin. I arrange a marriage. Now when I'm married, now they discover, say the Pikin they smell on net, in food they smell. You know what I mean? So I think the mistake that we make is that, one, I don't know how things have gone about in the past, but I feel that if you have agreed, say, this particular gentleman X, he qualified for be we president. Mm-hmm. We give for the gentleman X a certain amount of leeway in selecting his VP. If now one way with the force panel, it makes for an uneasy marriage. That's me, or maybe because I'm naive. But I feel like a VP and a president, you should really have each other's back. But most of the vice president for really get the president in back, where the president, in our own situation in Sierra Leone, let me tell you, the president get in office, the VP get in office. To me, they should be in the same building.
Okay.
Now we first they see in the morning, now we last they see in the net. So when I'm preaching from the same hymn book that you are preaching of. But there's some kind of a division, some kind of a
between the two.
They disconnect. It disconnects.
And I think you make something very important. Just the sharing of buildings don't make, they get a proper disconnect. Until they get programmed, they can't see or they make a phone call. But that yes. One not can just grab come on and door, go and next person door and go get them for talk.
I tell you another example where yes. Person go laugh me small, but I don't mind, is you get a husband and wife where they sleep in the same bed. Mm-hmm. Then you get husband and wife, like one me cousin they married. When I go find them in Nigeria, he gets in your room, his husband gets in your room. How they do? Same piece they do. How they cross from one land and go in another? To say they're now divorced. But it makes a difference. You know what I mean? So if one person then in your building, another person there in another building, you wonder, what's the harmony? The harmony is important. Like you get a choir, you say, well, Una they practice Monday, also Una practice Tuesday, soprano, Una practice Wednesday, then Una can't for Thanksgiving now, all man go they sing. So I think that, I have this firm belief that the consortium will be instrumental in the next government, and we hope so we now get a government of harmony. A harmony. You understand? Mm-hmm. Where everybody they do, there is such a disconnect in the whole country. In the whole country, you know what I mean? Where judiciary then they knows planets then you get SCC it's just bad from the get-go.
Okay.
So is that harmony there not there from that early stage there in terms of the president and his flag bearer, the president and his ministers? But what you see here is a culture of fear. All man afraid for a job. You have a culture of blind obedience. Nobody can say the truth. Nobody can tell the president that, look, we think that the first lady is talking out of turn. We think that the first lady needs to take a little more of a back seat and project, your vice president or chief minister or whoever a little bit more. Nobody not get that mind there for tell Mr. President that. Everybody is just, and you see them arrive at from travels, and you see big man them. I remember one incident, Mama don't come. I mean, come on.
Yes. I don't call and see coach. In the airport. Okay, today we discuss the problem, and then since we go say you there in the government in waiting make us say so because opposition, yeah. You don't contest in the next election, so we always get the strong faith that anybody can win the next election. So today we want to discuss the problem and provide solution to any problem. So in just 30 seconds, what do you feel say will be the best solution, if not for this government, say for any government in after this one, for close the gap between the vice caretaker and the caretaker?
Now that's what I said from the beginning, that the caretaker forget to say there should be some amount of input. You know, go just take anybody from left field, you say now you vice president this, and you expect immediate chemistry. It doesn't happen. It can't happen.
So let we go to the Bitcoin now. We proposed the day so today for talk about 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4 years. I remember, I think 90 days or the first 12 months, you and Mohamed Kamarimba Mansari been sit down in a panel on AYV. They talk about, well, if I can quote for Mohamed Kamarimba Mansari, how this government, today, President Bio, as he can say, in opposition, not been listening person. But when he automatically become the caretaker of the country, it changed from that in system day. And the other part of is say, in just that short term day, from waiting in the sea, this man don't fail. 1, 2, 3, 4 years, now number 5 years we don't enter so now. You think say Mohamed Kamarimba Mansari in word where he been talk then days then day, is still the live on to is still there as a failed government, or this government will actually change and make a positive thing then?
Well, Usai Kamarimba did like today, man, we don't get bail. It tells you that nothing that he said was wrong. What he said, he was spot on. He was spot. Kamarimba is a political prisoner, please. And then what's the way he tell them still a ring na the yes. And he also told them he was going to be a one-time president.
Yes.
So those all in and then they all stack up against and so.
He said for joining the one-time president's club.
Yes. You know, so he said they have failed. Now, I remember when people asked me, I think it was on Star, for grade them. I think about a year or 2 years ago, I graded the government as a D. With a D, you can still pull up.
Yes, nothing, a pass mark.
Yeah, it's barely a pass.
Yes. We can say allowed to promote.
Yes, but right now, we're looking at a U. You know there's a grade after F?
Ah, okay. Until we get A, B, C, T, Z, they'll pass Z now. So until you don't give it that, they don't understand.
No, there's A to F. Okay. And F is a fail.
Yeah.
But after F, there's another grade, which is an unqualified.
Okay. I mean, you not only fail, you not fit it at all.
At all. So, I mean...
Hey, God.
So, we're not even talking about repeating the class. It's not an option. It's not an option. It's
so,
not
now that position where they can demote that picking self from the south side in there?
No, it got forgo. Yeah.
Then the demoter, if you been there class 2, or if you been there class 3, then the demoter now you come back class 2, because you not be even qualified for go class 3.
Yes, yes. So we're now looking, I'm being facetious, okay. But in all seriousness, we look at where we are, and we look at the potential where this government's been get. Their potential was huge. Their potential was huge. I mean, by now, we all for the, the praise say, we're on the right trajectory. Long live Mr. President. The country has turned the corner. But the country has not. And the sad part is, they're having a hard time convincing themselves. I listened to the speech that our First Lady gave, making a promise of this next term, we're going to now deliver. We're going to stop being selfish. Oh, so
yeah, he said they call on the people then for stop for being selfish and the need for work after 2023.
Yes. So who has been selfish? Who? So you are now admonishing your own selves. So in a case like that, I think let us focus on how can we grow from here? What's the upside? I mean, we can spend the whole show, which for me is very valuable, in looking at all that they have failed. What are the opportunities that they have missed? He has missed developing from Bintumani 3, of bringing people together, putting round pegs into round holes. He missed an opportunity. And now we can look at advice. It is too late for advice. The first family is already campaigning. They're already in campaign mode. So our advice wasn't listened to in 2019. It was ignored in 2020. It was ignored in 2021, and we were locked up in 2022. So this is not a situation of listening anymore. They are not interested. This is a situation they're in of hanging on to power. So as a consortium, what is our own take on it? Our own take is saying to the people that there is a better way. There really is a better way. And the consortium is a better way because it brings all man together, where power is going to be better. You can't concentrate power in an individual. Talk less of an individual and his partner. Other voices come to have somewhere in that. No. It's a fish farm. It's a fish farm. Not in Black Johnson. Black Johnson, sir, is a pristine beach. I know somebody when a geologist, Mr. President, now call and let you talk to him. Take his advice before you make a decision. So I think if we look at the negatives are so many. I mean, from the judiciary, that's really, the judiciary has let everybody down. They have let all of us down. We look at the ACC, they're cherry-picking cases.
I think we could come to down in the one after the other, because once we discuss them, we go, like we say, we always want for the gets, what do you think will be the solution to them problem there? So
yes.
So if that be the case, let me go to the most important one to people them. I'll be the watch one video right now your page where one small bobo writes a book, you know, where basically it try to tell we say one man not go able to do everything. Everybody need for push for do things them, you know, on his own. That is why in decide for do a book. In small sister way in big for in just 10 or so. In small sister they cook right now. You know, it talk about one boy where they pick plastic, you know, na beach for recycler and make money. He say if we all put hands together for like we able to do something, we go pull that burden on the one man and then we all go be independent. Yes. That is how Africans should think. Now let me go to the issue of angry, the economy, and the angry. I want to bind them together. First, the angry. When we take up in the campaign in 2018, the presidential debate, where they be all na Bintumani, he come out and tell we say, the people don't tire for angry, they don't tire for suffering. In fact, the time where they be the left governments in 1996, 2007, right? It say then be actually left rest 60,000 per bag, but then meet them 200,000. In one for change the suffering of the people. Please let me talk about this word. From 2018, we don't see say different WFP, World Food Program, and other organizations, and don't say poverty don't double inside Freetown, for example. Angry don't 4 times waiting it been day in 2018. 2018 debate when they ask Samuel Kamara about the suffering of people and ask him who that for blame, he say the government. But now we find out say anything way good, not the government, but anything where they go against the interest or way bad, now the opposition or the people them. How you go talk about the economy and angry?
No, for the angry side, not to play at all na salon. And he also made a commitment, which now a very good commitment, the one on agriculture, for that will begin for really feed reserve. But there is a problem. And the problem, now, for let person don't get an idea, and you put the right person in charge for monitor. You support that person there. We see one scene where one mommy, one lady, farmer, they talk into the camera, you they feel emotion. Where it don't plant over 200 acres of rice. And there is no combined harvester for harvest the rice. I don't know if you don't see that WhatsApp image there. And the rice all, and like Salon, Sierra Leonean, like Salon person, not to say a foreign film.
Okay.
It will show you the acres of rice where all don't turn brown, also all the well. So my thing is, what you go try for grab here, and which you can do it because a government get for think on different facets at the same time. But if you don't put a team together, it not get for be Uda you know and Uda you lack. I just post another thing on my Facebook page about why is Sierra Leone hungry. Where Sierra Leone don't get no reason for be hungry. It's because somebody makes a deal for go buy tractors. And you buy hundreds of tractors. And you buy only a few combined harvesters. Now, if you talk to the professional, he will tell you how many, to farm a 2,000 acre plot, how many combined harvesters you need and how many tractors you need. And why should they bring the tractors and the combined harvester? You bring the people to train our people to take care of these machines.
Okay, let's read this you post. And I just read small part of your post. Let me see, please, within this, if it make any sense at all to the people then. Let's just read small part of your post, yeah? Let's go there quickly. You post them yesterday. Yes. He say, why is Sierra Leone hungry? Reverend Munda Sam Foye, we get BA in agriculture and MSc. Then he say, a few weeks ago, I read where His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada returned from an overseas trip with an agreement to purchase 3 million tons of rice over the next 3 years, starting from 2022, 23, 24, 25, okay? In the next 3 years, from the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. This seems to have been a well-calculated transaction. Sierra Leoneans consume about 2 million tons of rice a year. We grow about 1 million tons domestically per year. Okay, I'll stop there. So this didn't make any sense at all from waiting, then the agreement that they make, invest plenty money on, all of them things and the rest, but still really angry. I remember the other time, Caretaker Bio, they talk about, I think, 500 acres of farm where he say get, but up to now, not see anything.
It really, and you go find the people and go back and read that article there. It just tells you that for grow rice for let we feed we self Sierra, it is so much, it is so doable. It is so doable with proper planning. So whichever government comes next, then get for really this. Look, I'm not talking about political farming where Minister X go there. I have a farm. Yeah, right. You're in Freetown riding your Prado and you have a farm somewhere. Give me a break. Enable the farmers. We're not talking about political farming for talking points. Enable the farmers on the ground. Give them what they need. Give them the tools that they need and give them the support. Point out that you get and combine harvester where it well pack. Go that area, they see the motorcar with them pack the wreck one. So you're going to train our boys, train our girls, for let them begin for be the engineers for look after their machine there. So take a plan, put the right person in it, monitor them, supervise, and fund them. In a reach a stage where Salon the export food go the other side. But we do a little bit of this, like the school feeding program. You feed in maybe 10 schools, and you're yelling all over the place that you're feeding kids, and their kids still going hungry in Freetown. In Freetown. Tell us that we've started a program, we are piloting it somewhere. Fine. But don't come on the media and you're telling the people that you've given us free quality education. You've given us no school fees. But an education for them to compare the way they can and begin and go to school, there's so many other expenses involved. There's so many others. And if you say you take away the school fees, then you have to replace it. You have to make an effort, a concerted effort for inject that quality they go inside. It's not going to jump in there by osmosis or by diffusion.
So why you dey talk all of this? Because according to we caretaker, it don't do all waiting there inside manifesto, things that we promise. It don't do from A to Z, even don't pass Z. So why you dey talk all of this now?
So I say action speaks louder than words. So what to me they talk about now the action when me they see. I get about people away and picking in their school. I see their struggle. I hear their struggle. I see the picking and they load inside the bus say, I can wonder how they don't want to gain the law. But that is not to say we not appreciate the effort. I know they say that. We are appreciating the effort, the fact that you thought about it. But when it's still a work in progress. Don't hesitate for tell we. But the part that bothers me is they come to you with the lies. And even when you engage them in radio or media, then they push the lie by you. Then when they're not able to succeed, they go down to insulting you.
And go personal.
Well, now that part say me can enjoy. Because they don't say that they cost me, the APC they give me money, being a public nuisance, etc., etc. Just because you don't like the message. You know, so when I say I give them an unqualified, I really give them a U, ungraded, no grade at all. Why? Because it was your Sierra Leone to fix, and you could have fixed it. What did it mean for don't do? Get the people. We met with the president in those early days. We meet with an State House, and the idea was I go to call Una. Maybe if now once every other month we go to meet. So you can hear another opinion, but you are comfortable staying in State House and just listening to the choir.
Okay, so still on the economy, before I allow my brother for come inside and take the rest, we talk about the economy, yeah, and interestingly, anytime where the economy they go down, now the time something they happen. If not to COVID come, then we say na Vietnam, Ukraine and Russia. You know, so I don't know if they're lucky or they get bad luck, but anytime when things they go worse, something they can for can help them, and they can end that serious one, even where they can say not to excuse. But now from 2018 to now, we they do well in terms of economy because we go single digits and all.
The dollar is now 13,200. Then when they make this water, they buy. I used to say then they struggle back for the plastic, for the water, for plasticum. One person where I know they consider for go buy Nagini. When you look the exchange rate, for change leons to dollar, for go buy plastic for packets water, he rather close his factory down. He rather just close the factory down. So I mean, this is something basic, and this water now we're all longer used to. And the price of the packet water, they escalate. So, yes, there's an impact from COVID. Yes, there's an impact from the Ukraine war, but it is not the only culprit. There is mismanagement. There is overspending. There is a bloated government. We see the example where Ghana set. Ghana don't begin. I mean, there are measures you can take to mitigate some of this. There are measures.
But that example the way Ghana takes so, now similar thing where the last government been take, and they talk about austerity. In my opinion, I still feel say this government go fear for taking things and because they're not going for them class and say themselves don't declare austerity. So instead, they will continue for they do the bloated wage bill and other things instead of doing voting right.
Look, a government that is fiscally responsible is easy to know. A government that is fiscally responsible, hard for no.
What do you mean?
When you can have power, the first thing you tell me is you met a broken economy.
Yes.
Then talk and tell like a broken record now. Yes, they met a broken economy.
Yeah.
Now, when you meet a broken economy, what do? You go on a strategy of fixing it. You were saying again that the cabinet was bloated. Where you come, there are more embassies, there are more cabinet positions. You're bloating it and you blame it on the teachers. Don't blame it on the teachers. You're still paying them 800,000 a month. Don't blame it on the teachers. We are now seeing people, COVID, the NACOVAC workers. Those NACOVAC is bringing into this country nothing less than 100 million leos per day. I'm sure if it isn't more. If it isn't greater, when you look at the inbound and outbound passengers alone, I came with a flight of at least, we passed 100 women inside that flight today, and everybody paid 800,000. That was before they stopped the COVID test. 800 times 100. So we have how many flights coming from Ghana, coming from London, coming from New York? So you're making that much money. If you're a fiscally responsible Ministry of Finance, not tell me, say you're not going to pay NACOVAC workers. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that they have to be crying, and they cry every day when they are making 100 million meals per day minimum. That means either you're not planning, or you're just wicked, or you're just inconsiderate, or you're using the money for other things, or you're using the money for other things. And we see people striking all over the place, even in their own strongholds. When they see teacher, then they complain, say, una don't give you PIN code, una give you 2 months salary. And if without the teachers, how you want to put equality inside the free education? Without the teachers, without any incentive to the teachers. But there are some problems where you can talk and talk and talk and the problem will disappear. But we can forget a change. We get for begin, I mean, the country, then they na teacher, then they pay pass all. Na teachers, then the treasure pass all. We have little respect for our teachers, very little respect for our teachers and lecturers.
Well,
so, what's the way forward?
Yes.
What's the way forward?
I think before we come to the way forward, by the way, we'll get 1 or 2 questions for ask you on that one, right?
Well, the Iron Lady, you don't try, people don't listen, you don't talk, myself just before the computer. You not like now then at the program, I just collect, watch them, and the energy where you get. Before they ask you, I just pray for making you continue this energy until we reach the side we want this country for reach. You talk of the teachers, and now me what I don't take, you don't claim the ill now, although you go small. Because you bring the teachers and your issue. Now, let me just start some to me sign the program we convince the poor people in this country for trust this government where we call whether they call themselves new direction as we they define now as misdirection towards what they do. When are they your flagship program? When are this free quality? Please underline the word quality education. As we they see picking at the sit down and ground, then they take exams. We they see picking at the cross water, not even for go put local bridges them, for men and go take exams. Now the other villages the way they get school. We they see teachers and we just talk about so. Then they cry, then they report. But yet still, this government not still gets the sympathy for things that a teacher been teach me before I become a president, I become a honorable or minister, they still they maltreat them. But other people are the same misdirection as me they call them, not add feelings. They give me bomb talk the way we can call lie. When I don't pass my knack, you call them bomb. Still they come and talk, baby talk them say, this government they work in terms of education. Do ya make people they understand from your point of view about how this education they go right now, na Mama Salon.
No, let we left the school picking them first. There, you know, let we go to the one where they college.
Okay.
Couple of months back, when they try forget them forms for getting to college, then get for go at I don't know if not token or waiting them in the gonna banks for. You foresee the picking away they not do. Now this is a government we promise them picking their say no application fees for college. I don't know if you remember that promise.
Of course.
They say application fees. The one that we don't pay, then they give them the money back.
Later, they say let them buy no more, and at the end of the day, they go get for a funding.
Me, the one that always me no way buy. Me no know nobody. The one that we not get it. I don't know anybody. Then even after that, okay, say them in just pull that plan day, so time not been there for really let them say they're not get for pay. So they paid. They were to be refunded, they were not refunded. That then the pattern, promises made and promises failed, but left that. Now we'll talk about the one that now we go college. Now recently, crowd, I passed by a commercial bank as sick crowd. Stand there as sick crowd. Now what's in the picking there? They understand, they do. Then they say they go in a bank for go buy token. Some kind token. I think it's a token and call it. I say, so almost for this token. I mean, they say application are free. They say for undergraduates, the beginning for pay 300,000. For post, they get for pay 500,000. So that money they them pikin get for pay. With some parents, then they struggle. Some beginning they pay for itself, then they struggle. There they were under the sun for purchase this token, we supposedly a free entrance into college. Then the beginning still the strain of overcrowding at the college, still ongoing. But not so that they can make a one cry for them. Missing grades. For the missing grades, another expand the lecturer then too much. When you give one grade lecturer, how many hundreds of students? What do you expect? What do you expect? So when you talk about quality education, you get for go from nursery all the way you support them straight to college. Because now the leaders of tomorrow,
Yeah.
where we really and truly for the investing big, they struggle through their education. They struggle. And we now, with the level of passing the exams, we the portray we don't become them as if they're stupid, and they're not. But what thing we they do is we know they really give them the support we then forget. And it isn't hard to do. So I think when it comes to education, we therefore do a complete overall, beginning from teacher training. When that teacher graduates from teacher training school, if I be fired up, if I see the potential in the profession we about for enter. Picking and go they ride, then dance, then splash water and then teacher. Then you go they tell her, this second class, I think they teach me now from 3. You know, splash water and I don't know. So we have to raise the level of education of our teachers, the level of support we give to our teachers, and the level of enthusiasm. You go in a class, you see 300 students, where do you begin? Even to instill discipline, where do you begin? So those are the one, and then are the components of the quality where we get for make sure say we go back. We get for give the teachers. I mean, me, Aki, when I talk of my teacher, they will teach me in FSSG school. Now almost with reverence, I refer to them. I don't get for buy top for nobody. I don't buy butterscotch, na nobody in hand. I don't get for pay collection at school. None of that. But then teach me with all the arts, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
But because they be able to take care of their families. And we see the same with the police. We see the same with the police, taking advantage of the citizens. Using the citizens, the Okada riders, the Keke riders, the Poda drivers, as if na Esusu they all join. Okay. But the Okada rider, then they take. Then they put, but then they take. We see them bikes confiscated. Oh, these are not the tenets of good democracy.
So quick one before we go forward. You did talk about the university, for example. Like for a college where if you then tell the way they talk about Athens of West Africa, now be one of the institutions that really contribute greatly. And as it is now, and classroom, like you talk about the numbers in a class. Sometimes in the beginning they forget self or sit down at the class. Sometimes in the then they even take class. You know. In the modern day educational system like this, education where we talk about the flagship, the priority, the main program of this particular government. but you get classroom not enough. And then the University of Insects have not structure at all. They're not planned at all. Like, for example, I will get class this morning 10 o'clock. The teacher will feel not for calm, he will feel for calm. He will feel for just, you don't know what you call at any time. Say, we get class.
8 o'clock.
Yes. Any time we feel, we get class. He can. Or if he can, because they're not really planned, you go see say the same classroom, this teacher go they teach, then they can't team up. Because they don't clash. They're not a plan well in terms of timetable. Who that for take this at this time, who that for take this. Now just monkey dunya, all lecturer they do what they feel for do, and that at the detriment of the picking them. Because they're not able for let them get the kind of focus.
Exactly.
And now then the talk say this education where you educate the picking them, because now one of the main thing where this caretaker they say, right, and they say they go under and say yes, we the educating now tomorrow. But if you don't disconnect, you just focus on the picking them, then the one the way they take over immediately after you. You know they get the provision for them. You allow them for let them just go haywire, how them feel for go. How you feel say the country go talek in the next 5-10 years? Or now the 50 years no more. If the immediate plan not there, the foundation not there, how you go out for look at the roof, the ceiling and all thing? How you make up of this thing? Especially this the tertiary institution. We make now they talk about fake results and fake degree all over.
Exactly. No, I think, and you know, sometimes one thing where some of the students then don't tell me in the past is as if the lecturers, because themselves not happy, they take it out on the students, where you almost feel like, say, the lecturer invested in your failure, not in your success. He invested in our failure. And they themselves make demands on some of the students, not all the lecturers, obviously, but the bad apples then go corrupt the rest. But when we look at Sierra Leone today, we look at the potential today. We look the things that we foreigners get for can do for we in our country. It makes you sad. It makes you so sad. And look, Peking and they come on a salon, despite all the struggles they are, they go abroad and they excel. That's the tell you say the Sierra Leonean is smart. So why would they go out of way for deliberately frustrate our kids? Then can talk say them Peking they are when then baby they are what would they born today? When they go down big, when they go they read the history of Sierra Leone, the first university, the first court, the first doctor, the first hospital in Africa. They go feel to say na fiction. Instead then they go now be grave, then they go pit spanner. They will not pour libation for not one of us. Because look, waiting then they inherit. Waiting Peking call normal now for putting jerry can inside gutter they get water. It's normal. Students are being killed going up Fobe College Road. They don't turn Fobe College Road to something else. The safety of the children, the safety of the young people, not even become a priority. After the iron fence, the iron where they protect Motokano for go over, have all broken. So to say free quality education for Toka, no problem. It's easy, but and not too late. Even now, una begin for monitor better. Una begin for supervise better. Curriculum and a timetable. You know the guess, but graduation. My son in graduation dates already is written. I go to Google and they see University of Chicago who send and they graduate. It is written, and nobody know they come and change them. And even the whole convocation has lost. It don't lost in emotion. The convocation. It don't lost that special something. It's all gone. All gone. Okay, they all gone as stadium. Put it all on the sun. It's sad. When I say I give a U grade, I don't mean to be mean. I know they do them for be vicious. I know they do them because I'm in opposition. And they do them because that's the reality. That's the reality. First the way you buy cookie, 2,000. You go on where the opposite the hospital when I do they buy cookie, 2,000. If they get small creature, less and soup. Now 5,000 gets you the empty soup. Then you pay for the creature there now. one by one.
So waiting at the solution to this problem, especially with regards to the tertiary institutions them. Because now the recent talk of the town are fake degrees, fake doctors, fake,
And
where basically then they say that they all make the country not go before right now. Because most of the one they will hold them position in are fake.
And then right, and now tell you the one way really bleed me, make me heart bleed.
Please go ahead.
Now way this recent one, the way the picking them just graduate. Apparently a young lady, it didn't sign keke, he wearing gown. I mean, look, it is a special moment. You don't study, you don't sacrifice, you don't pay, you don't waiting. He wearing gown inside keke, it go outside ever. Now then picking and begin sing pana. Dominion, Dominion, This is somebody who don't study legitimately. So what does that tell you about our cap and a gown? What does that tell you? We don't create and now it don't become valueless. So as soon as you graduate, you make us pull you down and you cap your eye and let them not sing Dominion, Dominion, ye pa you. That should make us cry. If all will cry, we for weep for country. Seriously. When you see one bad apple, one rotten fish, you get power. Oh. They say one bad apple spoils the entire bunch. Now in the apple so now. And the ACC commissioner say not to a domain. Seriously? Really?
It shock you, surprise you, or you feel you take and say normal? For let the ACC, they kick certain things, especially where most of the things that really affect the government.
It is becoming the new normal.
We will come to ACC in Wala. We will come to that. But what's not the solution to this problem now of education in the country?
The solution to the problem is it's a big solution, but one I think they need to monitor. They need to monitor better. Make sure that not just making sure that the lecturers are turning up to school, but they create a curriculum for the kids. They have to have more space for them. Picking no get for them in comping, they claim for run, for go up, for go get side, for sidom, for a lecture. You have to make the whole education system just make a little bit user-friendly for the picking them. Then monitor what they're being taught. The missing grades should be unacceptable. It should be unacceptable. Invest some money in their test taking, in the marking schemes, pay them on time, and monitor the teacher training. And now we're at a sad juncture where we get for now verify people's qualifications. Verification of qualifications also get for be done. But I think pay your lecturers a livable wage, knowing full well that a bag of rice is virtually 500,000. Pay them what you should pay them. Make life a little bit comfortable for them. Like Fobe College should have a bus system that runs on the hour, every 30 minutes or 15 minutes, up and down, for just make life comfortable for the people where they utilize that place to be. Monitor their grades, have a system where the students get able to evaluate the lecturers. All that college they do, all other country then they do, where picking they able to evaluate in lecturer. Now small things so where they go do either on paper or in the computer system. So you begin for know the lecturers who are performing and then they really underperform. You understand me? And then you monitor class size, monitor the equipment that the children get for use at the college, the young people they get for use at the college. You know, for the one way they do the sciences, the practicals, the computer. Now that way the world they go. We cannot afford for like picking LFBN. So there is still time, me feel. And then instead of bloating the cabinet the way it is now, minister for Western area, all the ministries have all been broken up. You have ambassadors. You're wasting money. You're wasting too much money. It's not the size of the ministry, it's the efficiency of the ministry. Right. Having 2 ministries of education has not made them any more efficient.
You see the government right now are just now like you give a compensation. You know, for example,
it's job for the boys.
Yes, for example, the Ministry of Western Area, if I can tell you, you see the Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, now very strong somebody now the SLPP, and in wife with the former Minister of Foreign Affairs. So it been very much painful for let them just sack a very strong member of the SLPP. We don't fight for the SLPP like that. So they'll be left with no option because that thing they will just take action on you. So now that man they don't vex. Then we need for give him back position, but Biono will cry and go back yonder because it will be shame for him. So the best thing he can do now for open another ministry and put on the for you know get divided inside the party. So now just that kind of system they now can happen na the country.
Well, let's make ministry for plumber and carpenter and cook and ministry for all man then. And then you come back to us for our vote.
You know, say the minister of Western area in man be the minister of government business, leader of government business. Now until I can go na ECOWAS parliament as the speaker and I make a left that position there. All right, so let's go to something serious. Bible, I can come on in and take another thing.
Well, we don't move and we reach there by God in power. The Iron Lady, we dey look inside the 4 years, and this 4 years of SLPP now an old book where on top of the book, wetin writes the manifesto. And inside this manifesto, they get key things them where they be outlined to we. I be don't point the one when are the flagship program, when are the free education. And this government, they also be the shout loud one to we say they come for fight corruption. Inside Mama Salon, when a corruption, they make any country go beyond. Where we all be happy, say, the former government, when an APC, if really anybody did a way thief, and this fighting against corruption, where Maada say they can lay down on the country, it be straightforward. We only happy that they catch them thief money and for me they pay back with money so we able to get a better Sierra Leone. But we see this fighting against corruption, it gets so many definitions. So we Sierra Leoneans there. Some people are saying witch hunts, some people are saying the sidelines, some people as we step now, don't hear he names them inside corruption, but they still they work with this government. But yet still, then people here say, then they can fight corruption. You talk something just now. This dominion. The anti-corruption commissioner in get out in define them for being getting the money column. We make most of we laugh. We continue for take and say not to serious commissioner. No hard feelings. Now no can cost you now the 2 minutes talk. So how you look this fight against corruption in the SLPP party?
Which fight?
They say the corruption fight.
Now they ask, I say which fight?
Caretaker Bill say, they call on all Salon people for joining in the fight against corruption.
Abego, talk is so cheap. Actions speak louder than words. If the anti-corruption commissioner, 49 bag get and tough time, false receipts they get and tough time, they pick the corruption they were able to fight. Because until the president will say corruption fight the fight back. So what we see them begin put fake receipts inside state out. That means to say, indeed, waiting Dennis Bright will say, not true, the rights are don't big far away past the post. They are fighting corruption in areas that they want to fight corruption. Because when you have an anti-corruption commissioner dragging a high-performing mayor to the ACC and does nothing about somebody within State House faking receipts, and much more, you are simply fighting corruption. I'm not even saying that for the icing of we the Sierra Leoneans, because we can already see through it. It's a selective fight against corruption. It's selective, very selective.
Why?
Why? Because you the cherry pick the area the way you want focus pan. And for me, what I ask and the one to meet and we then call meeting for who will go there as political parties is the most important. I'm not saying for whole. Everybody should be held accountable. The former regime should be held accountable. But the corruption where they go on in real time, under is the key. Because Sierra Leone, the hemorrhage, we they bleed to death right now. In terms of our debt, in terms of monies that are unaccounted for, purchasing processes that are disregarded, the whole document of the audit report, the fact that the parliament refuses to debate it is corruption. So the corruption closion, I don't know, I think that paints and non-paints who are the country. I think we're all painted with it. And the president said it himself, that we're all corrupt. And I said, speak for yourself. It's 98.1. So it seems like the alerts are done so big past the push that hope not again.
You know, and most of them corruption things that way they come out from the audit report.
Yes.
And now we find out
the African Express.
Yes, African Express been they blow the on, and then audit service, you know, UNICEF they report and they come and confirm some of them things in there. But because African Express they blow the on, audit service they confirm, then say they work where the woman they do unprofessional. And then say instead na corruption because what happen they put things in the report where you're not supposed to put. Like for example, the receipt of the caretaker where then say Lebanon, for example, a car with fake receipt. It say it go pay, it don't pay na Lebanon, it count the receipt. Which of course the receipt not to Lebanon receipt down there. Then check with the third party say no, not to we give the receipt yo. In fact, this policy I get debt na ya. But we see now comparison. We can always talk, say, when the last government do something according to them, then they come and do it 2 times. For example, then say the time where they go to Japan, the last government left debt day, where they go embarrass them for, until it pay before it go inside, where we don't know whose country that one day. Then we find out, say, yeah, the last government according to an debt left day, but they knock out fake receipts for say we don't pay. But when he go na Lebanon, he go enjoy, he come with fake receipt. He not only left debt, but he got fake receipt. When they go check with Zion and send this to our president, and get this receipt here. It then shock and another embarrassment. And one thing where he always capitalize on, is they clean the image of the country overseas. How you go walk into this kind of scenario?
No, I don't can understand the cleaning of the image overseas. Because as far as me know, we elect a president of Sierra Leone for fix Sierra Leone. And on his taking office, it always say, you know, they can't we go in a new direction. Mm-hmm. Things that the last regime do were bad, all them things and they can't stop. So the people in Abo say life they can better for winners alone. Instead, you tell we say, you they fly, and you go continue for fly, because you they go clean up with image. So my question is, who's one more important to you? We image or we angry? We image or we stress for water? We image or do youth then stress for jobs? It's a question of priority. It's a question of priority. These salon people then they suffer for less small picking and they sing by you na kono, then they sing by you rest no day.
Sorry, I get one story about that one day. One time when they go pray on Independence Day in a mosque, it say when you do good, and you picking them, go out on the street and talk good and praise your name. So I be the wonder now when they alapana kono, waiting Ingo say with regards that one day. Is it go say a political influence or not because he not do good?
Notice that they not really at the end of the day when that incident happened, they really try for those pretend as if it didn't happen.
Yes.
Sometimes a Nigeria movie will be the watch.
Yeah.
And even when I can engage some of the media people and I say, you coming on radio or TV, when me they talk till way, they burn the people them, you they can't insult me. Even like Facebook, they get all the kind of cost they go, they cost you Mrs. 1%, Mrs. 2%. I'm like, I can take the insult. I already can at the kitchen. I don't say the kitchen wham, so I don't worry. But what about the people? What about the people that were up by you? I mean, we see with the people are dying, people are angry. I mean, these first months are the toughest for Muslims in Sierra Leone, other than the affluent. Now the toughest. And you don't get nothing for Setowi, except you're cleaning our image. Mr. President, we appreciate the cleansing of our image. But we're tired of being beggars. We don't tire for the beggar. Left the image now. Let we can focus now. Can we belay? Focus on the people.
I lady.
Sir?
I lady. You talk
Sir?
of say, this fast month now, one of the toughest fast month for the Muslims and Bex and all the. But Caretaker Bio and the SLPP supporters, they say for more than take power up to now APC no they give a chance for able to do nothing at the country. Why they talk so?
Then they talk so because then they try for find a reason and excuse. But let I tell you, the smallest Pekin, we just left for talking Mama and Bobby, not they believe that in them. Then not they believe him. Because look, it's either you come into power saying, I can do better, I can fix them, or you come into power saying, this thing is too big for me, or before that, I go chill. Or you come into power with promise, say, and I can fix for fix them. Now, nobody know they expect you for fix all thing. Nobody know they expect you to say you're going to give it perfection in 4 years. But we begin for they see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we know they see that. We see how shop people are frustrated when you want to tax us to death. Then we get people here where they can mine gold. You say you know say then they do illegal mining. Hello, that's why it's called illegal mining. Or you say you don't know if you be know. Really? It doesn't hit you in the face. So what are all these people around you supposed to be doing? Now make a kind of right. I say, Mr. President, fire your advisors. Fire them. They're advising you bad. Because at the end of the day, running a government is a team. That's why you have head of parastatals, you have ministers, you have ambassadors, you have advisors to keep the government going on track. But this train, it don't come on at the rail. It don't come on at the track. It does a free engine now. They're taking the Sierra Leonean people to where? To where? Now, they are planning on still going ahead with redistricting. They're still trying to find a way to do proportional representation. Instead of planning for the elections, instead of using that money, using your energy, using your wisdom, so we can have free, fair, and credible elections, you are still trying to cook the books. Which government that is thinking and putting the citizens then first, they focus now for do redistricting?
And we see that will get for happen no, because Lower Bambara something definitely get for come up from Lower Bambara. Look forward to that.
That's what they're pushing. And then the audacity of power, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now, when I don't do census, I think they must still be mopping up. You have a totally malfunctioning census where right now, una they rub lipstick pana, una they rub eyeshadow pana, una they rub a rouge pana. To get eyelash, get all kinds of things. And you tell us that that is a credible census. Then when we criticize it, you lock us up. You lock us up because you don't want to hear the truth. Because you don't want to hear the truth. Mr. President, you run this country fine. You're winning a second term. Let me go vote for you. But there's very little regard for the people of Sierra Leone. Very little regard. Very little. We have even our IG of police. I don't even understand. I don't even understand, sir.
Okay.
The judiciary, I don't know. I really.
The IG now you padio small.
Nami Paddy? The IG?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nami Paddy, eh?
Yeah, it says police now the people in Paddy.
They said I'll party there.
For true, eh? For true.
Okay,
We
so
love them
we
to
go allow
death.
for go into another issue quickly before ever. I want for will take few calls, not just here again, waiting how people go assess, and then we come to a conclusion. But we also a go. You don't go inside corruption, you don't go inside waiting. So say one jump quick one.
My body business.
Now your area down there. Now your area.
So I already they read me mind now.
A subject close to my heart.
Just small at that side before they open the phone line. You don't already introduce the topic. Just small at that side.
So plenty time there. Right now as we talk, and one side we're very much passionate about now, where we they get stranger, we can say we don't get new stranger, born picking business. The time where this man come, the first place they will visit now cottage hospital and promise a lot of things and say it will try for make lady look better. And we'll be in the follow one doctor from the cottage where they post on Twitter where every day go tell you about catheter, go tell you about needle, go tell you about this, go tell you about even water, who someone and they go for Ubon, not even they not the place. But yet still, then say that they do very well in the health system. Even now, these things that we see them come up with something we call mobile clinic and all of them things and they. So yes, then as far as they're concerned, they do very well in terms of the health system all over the country because in the next few months, 6 months or so, then they plan for treat about 1 million people, especially in the province system. So now you area than you know better. I think say then they do very well in terms of the health system, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like this. If you not get money, you die. If you not get money, you sick, na salon. You not get money, you die. If it be so.
No.
You know, for be so. Who be tied you? How like this, you say you kidney one, and now you kidney decide for pack up by you. It's almost $100 per dialysis. And you forget at least 3 dialysis per week. So God forbid you get kidney problem, you need dialysis long term. Are you or are you not dead?
You're finished.
Look, the possibilities are there. And we doctor them. Look, me, I don't work with Sierra Leone trained doctors. Then they impress me. We get one way do time, we spend time between our hospital. Sierra Leone trained. Let me just give them support. Even upgrade, invest in our nursing training, bring them up to date, give them incentive. But you they set up the thing where you make all man's own businessman. Who they sell cannula? Who they sell medicine? Who they sell this? You are creating the atmosphere. You are making an enabling situation worse for the patient. I mean, and we get good people. And I know, I tell you, you go say something about bias because I'm a nurse myself. For fix some of them place there, it's not rocket science. For let them discharge, say then I want to go lay down a corner, then they go die. Doctors make more money doing other things in their practices than investing time in the hospital. The one paid. And they in a government hospital, they taking pension. You know, the member for go open private practice. But not ours. They pay for their own education. They pay for them for go do their own postgrad. They pay for this, they pay for that.
But
So,
I listen to the Minister of Health one time, where they tell we say that the health system, they do very well now compared to force in the last government.
oh, really?
Yeah, well, now that's the same.
Okay, well, if he's sick, you they see where then they fly and quick one. If then go they fly and for care and go. But it's not just how what's in the happen to the affluent people that will get money. Those with money is 2% of the population. Let we begin look at the one that we not get. The famine injuries that we me don't see. When a local treatment, then they do. then they lost hand, lost foot. Man, they broke foot. Man, locally, then the men are. When the men are done, some they treat, not to all local treatments, but some people really get the power of healing. They're local healers. Some of them are really good. But when it comes to more other kind diseases, would the person they die fear for nothing. And they even die without even that air of empathy. You know what I mean? It's the death in the hospital becomes so normal. You know, not just one of the meal. I mean, we get clinic, we get hospital. I know how we can feel when patients die. You they begin for examine what's in more we can be for able for do. We not just knock her off like I said, you know, like a coach, you just kill a mosquito and now you just one. But they make the health providers lose their sensitivity because then they struggle, they struggle. Nobody no get time for that. Empathy goes out of the window. Supplies not there. You get for buy, they make you buy way more than you need, you know. So everything becomes a business, everything becomes heartless, everything becomes cold, everything becomes clinical. But if there is supervision, if there is monitoring, and they tell you something, we doctors them, we professionals them, we train them, we support them. When they go to postgraduate, we support them. People are going to fly cancer alone for medical treatment. I swear to anything, our doctors can be that good. That good. But that professionalism, it's just like, nobody not be seen again. Even, I can say, it can feel like I say, I don't not like myself anymore. Do you know what I mean? We're very callous with each other. We're very rude with each other. Drive no more, you see. Don't tell you they slow down for let King cross. Hey, mommy go friend driver, I left this motor car now. And they stop for let King cross. But we are now impatient, we are now rude, we are now abrupt, and we're all they're turning us all into beggars. Beggars. You see people that they run after some big man, then they beg them for 10 or 20,000.
You see,
we're losing our pride.
You see, in terms of this thing, you know, you will book appointment with doctor, for example. You get appointment 10 o'clock, doctor no can't take 12 o'clock. Where you can get for go eat first because you get different side and for go waiting. Whereas now, overseas now, you dey book appointments, the doctor they wait for you. So now the difference, look,
Because overseas, he has one job. 9 times out of 10, that doctor they with that hospital, they standard. If we're talking about, especially with primary care physician, yeah, maybe he hasn't been paid. Waiting then they pay and something, not they even pay rent. So it get for Mami Coca opt in different places and add that to the lack of monitoring. Okay. Nobody know they ask them.
And lastly,
nobody
before we take calls,
checks and balances.
Before we take calls, we see recently one time in the way because of light business, one doctor don't die in a cottage hospital where we need an intensive care under oxygen. We see recently another thing happen again at cottage. Also, light go picking and then intensive care under oxygen, and they go for some time. Whether they again another possible ways than this way picking and just lost their life just like that inside the country. And at the end of the day, nobody take responsibility. I remember one time in the way lights don't go again, picking die, then call the minister of energy for talk about that one day. It gets different story them who that they in charge, who that not they in charge, blame the hospital management and all of them things then they. So all of them things then they happen, nobody takes responsibility. As a medical practitioner, how you go twin up light and health business?
The backup generator supposed to get a backup generator. And in Sierra Leone, who say God can bless we get sun. We have an abundance of sunlight. You want to tell me, say, no way, no day where they can put solar panels somewhere? Even if those solar panels and that solar energy just there for serve the critical areas of the hospital, really? The backup generator not there? The backup to the backup nothing not there? So, you know, how will they spend with money? How will they spend with money? What's in that really the way forward? in terms of medical, I think they can focus a lot on training. And for the doctors, we're looking at postgraduate training. Why person get for fly go for go get stents in heart, you get for go Ghana. We can begin for really invest in training our doctors, and they're trying. You know, they try with postgraduates, they're not beginning their feet on now. But you have to invest in it. You know, they happen by magic. What all the person can do for we? And we've had a lot of support. Then monitoring and supervision. Monitoring and supervision. No way, not the way doctor in America go operate on a patient on Monday and not see the patient the following Monday. Either in or in PA, they see you the very next day after surgery. Because that's the standard. So we now have to set standards and monitor that those standards are maintained. Not to think that the way we need aid for. Not to think that the way we need grants for. Now, when we just value, we come in Sierra Leone and say, let us have matrons who are on the ball, have charge nurses who are on the ball, who are focused on the job. But if they can work, then get for do their small business, sell cannula, sell this and that, they're distracted. Me can't imagine they tell me they work ICU in America. For that, they call middle the ICU. I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't. But you go see conveniently some man then phone you the wait and say it happens in the banks, it happens in the hospital, even in the courts. You they go to court for case until you say the judge get bearing. They're gonna court for going for a case until you say the judge not coming, but let it on. And there's nobody who can step in. So we don't take with slackness Sierra Leone to a different level, where it is acceptable everywhere. It is acceptable everywhere. In the banks.
So now the year what this way Ben Kelfalaki you say we get a systemic problem.
We have it's a systemic problem, so are we dedicated to fixing it? Now, before us being us the falla, tell me they were the presidents when they go office to office, go make sure say people and go work on time, and they were going to work on time. But if not just for time, if not just for the
but in reality, the president or the caretaker are not going to be able to do that at every point in time. You know, people need to take responsibility.
You set up the structures to monitor. Like a Mayo hospital now.
Yeah, the structure.
Mayo hospital now. There is no question of you can duty 2:00 in the afternoon. You decide say you go Congo market go bye. You left the hospital there you go. It is unacceptable. Of me, not is not good one. When the person you did on your phone, you left and snap, they talk now your phone, the patient snap, they wait for you. In my place, it can never happen.
All right.
That's because it's monitoring and supervision.
Okay, so I think now we want to take few calls, and where we we just want for limit and to one call, because we don't want to take too long now. Yeah? So 1 minute, per call, and then we just want to go straight to the point. You name inside the call form, reduce the volume of your set, because if you come up with negative feedback, we're very sorry in advance, but we'll get for cut time. Go to the point, and then you go on. You just get 1 minute for make your point. Let me start with the very first caller. Good day. You name and inside the call form, please.
Of course, you know this person now.
As I be the voice.
Anyway, I want.
Go ahead. Now the mommy.
I want to say thank you for. Exactly. I want to say thank you for where una host my next president to be.
Amen.
Inshallah. Nadandi no prayer. And I'm not going to for talking, and I will continue for talking. Sierra Leonean woman there, una na disappointment. For far too long, we don't disappoint una. We demand them. I'm facing at the high time this una stand for una self. Una no go in una comfort zone. The Allah say una 130% or whatever percent. We demand they always follow una. If una come in numbers, una come out in numbers, man then we full today at the wall for una. We always support una. If una first take the step. Mama, I know they comment again. I listen now. I just listen the lectures. I wish now so we the Sierra Leonean then where they think well for that country they go able support you. But oh yeah, the
Thank
priorities
you very much.
We need to put that in. Thank you.
Yep. When this we call her talk about this with family member, we all an opinion poll on the 13th. Yeah. Also, we allow people for call, and we put 5 people Femi Claudius-Cole, Kande Yumkela, Sam Sumana, Samuel Kamara, and Bio. We say if any one of them want the so for the na ballot paper for meet up in the 2023 election, who that people go vote for. Out of 69 calls we come in total, we get 66 valid, and then 3 go invalid. Yeah, we void. Out of them 69 you only get 6 votes. Kande get 3, Samsumana get 3, Samura get 49, Maada will get 5. So in even this pool, you beat Maada, but I'll take this one quick. Hello, caller. You didn't say the call from. Please listen to we call. Who said the call from, please? Sorry about that. We tell you say listen to we. Welcome to the show. Your name and say the call from, please.
Yeah.
Yes,
hello.
you're live. You get 1 minute.
Yes, yeah. This is Ahmed. Anyway, I call from UK. I don't know, pa.
Wait, tell go take care yourself. Go to the point and
no, but no, not much to say anyway. I just want to commend now and for bring the mommy, Miss Cole and on the platform. Actually, I don't listen keenly with all the highlights. It sounds so good, and these are the people that we actually expect for give them position of trust. For some of we where they listen or they follow, we wish for see one day when we come down at that place and want to make actually get a strategic position come the next government where they come, because in ideology it work, it sound like we really live now then part of this world this so how credible the politicians now saying they think, then they need to think about themselves and think about how the people, and I like that kind part the way I like that kind motor. It's like my mama. I feel so good way he talk. I look at the points the way he raise,
right.
And how I see the vision in her. I wish you get people who think like so how they think so.
Thank you very much.
Really personally, I like him personality actually.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Now that's some more. Mama, I wish you so good and keep it up. Anyway, surely one day some of we can surely see
Ahmed.
you.
All right, we go to the next call. Welcome to the show. You listen to me now? You get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, please go ahead. You get 1 minute no more for making points quick.
Yeah, I come from Minnesota. Me a fan of Femi Claudius-Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, now a woman way I admire so much because of all the strength and the enthusiasm and the love we get for the country. So I hope say anybody will get the flag bearership for the APC go wisely choose Femi Claudius-Cole as the vice president of that country. Because as he say, he gets a vision for the country for go before.
All right. Thank you very much.
So I really hope say they will be wise in the decision for pick that woman there as the vice president. Then if I can comment just 10 seconds on the corruption thing.
Please, 10 seconds indeed. You don't really go inside the seconds.
Yeah. This Dominion thing, the anti-corruption not be get right for saying they need to investigate. Because they're not getting anything for investigate. How you not go get anything for the investigate if you not investigate?
I like that question there, and we go on so because you don't eat your time done. Thank you very much. Very sorry about that.
All right.
We go to the next call. Welcome to the show. Your name and the call from, please. You get 1 minute only. Yes, we don't pick your call, so go ahead and talk now. Not listen to yourself. Listen to yourself only.
Hello?
Yes, you did live. We did listen to you.
Yes, firstly, I want to say good evening to the mommy. Hello? You get me?
Clear. Your time they go on.
Yes, yes, I'm sorry. My question to the mommy here is we don't see so many strong ladies them or women them in the past where they come out publicly and try for faith and say good things them towards the development of the country. Me fear is the Mameno will be one of the past people like Alexander Banguga will be see the fight against corruption, be stand for the women them and the youth and the country day. Because as I say, we don't see several people that don't come of this same nature where they try for preach out good things them and say, but sooner they give a position of trust, then it will let the people them down. That's now one. And also the second question is me wanna be don't ask me say we get a little bit doubt when the Anti-Corruption Commission with regards this AGU issue. I want to know what your take on this issue. Is either the police for investigate or the ACC?
Thank you very much.
The ACC, of course.
All right, you don't answer already. Say ACC, but we'll come to that. Thank you very much. Take another call. Please reduce the volume of your set. We'll talk quick one. Violation number 1. Ready to call, make sure you reduce the volume of your set so we'll get clean communication. But when you come with noise, then we say if we yes go at back. Alright, so we go on the line again. Welcome to the program, Sister Admin. The Iron Lady they listen to you, get 1 minute.
Hello, Mami Cole. Good evening. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. And thank you for putting yourself out there for we, the Sierra Leoneans, them. The last time we get an election where we vote, I voted for Samora Kamara. The reason being, I would like for let Samora pick a female vice president, which could be you. I want we the woman there for make we begin work we weigh them up little by little. For right now, for me then just bring come a female president just like that. I don't see the chance for that yet. So I would like for you for make you be with vice president, and then come 2028, we are going to stand election for a female president, that's for sure. But for right now, we need to see more women in parliament. We want to take over parliament, and we want a vice president. And Mr. Samura, if you're listening to this show, I am bidding, I am voting, and I dove me heart for Mami Cole as a vice president. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We go to the next person. You listening now?
Hello.
Please reduce the volume of your set where you watch me from.
Okay.
You already know it's 10 seconds. You get 1 minute. Go ahead. Your name and say the question. Yeah.
Thank you for the program.
Okay.
Now somebody
I will give you some more time for talk. But because you line the book, I want you change your position. Not drop the line, or just change your position and let we get clean communication. Okay, make a try again. Let me see. You already don't get 1 minute, but they give you some more time because of the network bad. Go ahead. That's now we had communication. So we can always know the internet from we had not easy. So we really want for you from we had. Go ahead, brother, you did live.
The bio network don't capture the phone.
Yes. You get we?
Hey God, Salon.
Brother, you get we? Alright, in line the connect. You really want for making points when you like the connect. You get we now?
Hey, bro.
Alright, we take another call, please. Welcome to the show. Your name and the call from, please, you get 1 minute.
I name Weird.
Please, thank you very much and welcome to the show.
I name Weird and I call from Netherlands.
Yes, we are. Welcome. The Iron Lady, they listen to you now, so please go ahead and get 1 minute.
I just want to ask me, Mama, for say, if Salon Constitution permits, if him be a flag bearer for make him choose another person, another party for be a vice president.
Good question. Good question.
I mean, question now, Mama. Now, answer I want to get from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We go to this weird call again. Let me see. Welcome. You get me now clear?
Yes, loud and clear.
So go ahead, please, and you get 1 minute.
Okay, I want to tell you plenty. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I will try to talk about the mommy and in good work we do. Of course, media follow in program anytime they invite on any media. I always big source. I try to listen to them because that's somebody will inspire me a lot. And then you always see the expression program, the kind heart we get, the feeling we get for the Sierra Leonean people. Anything any talk so. I always scan for any program where they invite them to, whether not AIV, whatever program. I always say watch in program. I want to continue for tell them thank you, and then no give up, like continue for do the work we got done, tell them for like you do for this young people. Thank you very much, and I appreciate for all this weird program.
All right, thank you. God bless you. We go to the next caller. Welcome to the show. You did live on Weird.
Good evening.
Good evening. You did live. We get 1 minute, please.
My name is Musa Alpha Ade France.
Please, Musa.
Okay, I did listen to the conversation. I just want to ask the mommy one question. The mommy they part of any political party in Sierra Leone because the waiting me
no
I
answer
for the past.
It gets in your party we call Unity Party. It contest in 2018.
Okay.
Please.
So, waiting make I ask this question. According to waiting, una prediction as for him be the vice president for
no, waiting people in the say.
Not
we say waiting people in the say.
Okay, because we don't see a lot of examples from this Silver Blyden and other women's them. Not to say we not elect for support women's them, but women and they take advantage over a lot of things within they give them right now in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So that's not the problem.
All right.
Because the dirty politics where women and they play under.
Wait, some woman then, please. Some woman.
Exactly. Like if they're not getting position, they go, you say they expose somebody, they talk or any other things. Like other the
sorry, you don't eat your time, but I will take time for talk to you quickly. I not feel saying a woman they no more can do so, yeah? For example, we don't see Sam Sumana, we don't see Victor Fo, we don't see Alpha Khan, you know. All of them people are on a man where they talk about too. We left one party and they talk about the same party where they mandate to another party. They even stand against them. So I think say everybody getting right. Not to just Sylvia or Uda you they call no more don't do that one day. So I think say we all like humans. We liable for make mistake and for make correction. So I think say we not able to use that one day for judge all the women them.
All right, you get point into that. I support your point. Anyway, let we see what thing get for happen.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, will they take Bible Romans 5 more? 3, 2, 1?
Yeah. Let me give them a chance.
Just give them 5 more because we want for make the 16 years ago Lego rest small. Yes, welcome to the show. You did live. You get 1 minute. You name and say the call from, please.
Thank you. Mina Adama, the call from Freetown.
Please go ahead, Adama.
Yes, thank you very much, Mrs. Cole. I really appreciate you and you know what you they do. Just the chat Jesus says and not go able for left for listen to you, you know. I just want for me not to question again because you already don't make everything abundantly clear. I just want to add so you take on the health system now.
Facebook, the chat. This is Adama Mambu.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So honestly, I can tell you, just last week, 3 days, over 5 billion they spend and save for health summit. So imagine if they use some money they for go put generator nada special care baby units in a PCMH hospital, or they use them for get some CT scans, or they use them for get consumables and drugs them. They go carry go at least a long way. If not for even just one hospital, then spend that money there for do, small thing them you go better. Or even clean the hospitals. Like how you they say, we doctors are very, very good, we nurses are good, but they don't get the wherewithal. So now they even lead them to the corrupt acts so then they do if at all. When me I not go say, if you get you doctor them, they don't train suffer. You go get who said they call duty house. When I change cockroach arata then at that place. When them parents and they give them food for go work, when they for survive with, for do maybe on call, then they did it for 2 nights. Then they go na their house. They left them food arata they go eat pan them food them. You can imagine that.
I wish we get enough time, for what we talk about this. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so right now we get 369 plus 220 where they watch you right now on both YouTube and Facebook, 222 on Facebook, 369 on YouTube. All right, I think the number don't drop. So we go take 3 more after this. 3 more. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you call from, please. You get 1 minute.
Yeah, they call from the United States.
Okay.
And I want to say plenty thank you, go mama. I want to say you daddy na be me doctor, family doctor, and he was a very good man, and I know say you as picking also, a very good person, but I think I feel you pain, trust me. I see also the passion where you get, but also I feel inside the agony, and to be very honestly, I see the same agony and passion with Samura Kamara. And I feel say una all two go make a perfect team. I have no doubt say una all two go make a perfect team. And we pray under that. I they see what you talk about. You know what will come out plain, but some of us were philosophical. We know exactly what you go through. We know say there are people who don't want anything better for that country.
Yeah.
And I know that you and Samura Kamara go make a team where go push that country, go before.
All right.
And that's my prayer.
Thank
you.
you.
I don't have to talk too much.
Very
You
much.
just
Because you just get 1 minute and you don't stand on. Thank you. Mami call anytime people want to talk to you long, but if we say that and they will not go down here so today. Welcome to the show.
Hello, me brother.
Yes,
me
welcome.
brother.
Live. You get 1 minute, please. Make your point.
Thank you very much, my brother. I know say I get 1 minute. I just want to tell una thank you for we una bring we mommy back after 1 year. What you want me want for say, Mommy Claudius-Cole. Cool. Sorry for saying mommy, but what you gonna eat is more than what you would think of mommy. What me want for say is that I know say yes. For we political circle and salon, it's very difficult for women to be in that high places. But waiting me see, waiting me don't hear, waiting this mommy don't do, and in Pignon Papa waiting he do for people in a salon. I know say he gets in my mind. He want for do for the people them where they suffer in a salon. I know say he not go able change the table, but in only two way we want help the people in our salon. I believe say this mommy he want do for the people them, and he want do make the people the suffering go less per we people where they suffer in our salon. And that's not my own contribution to the mommy. I want to give support. Thank you very much, and get Pierre and Bible.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you too.
All right, we take the next call. Samuel.
Good evening.
Yes, I am a lady. They list you. You get 1 minute for make your points. Just tell me who side you call from.
P.R. Samura, they call from Guinea. I want for say plenty thank you to we mama, mommy Femi Claudius-Cole. Some of we start with woman, and I hope the fight is the fight, make we all keep the ball rolling. We go get success at the end of the tunnel, make we all keep the faith. Comes 2023, change go come, then the change way go come, na positive change go come, we go better we country. I want for wish you all well.
Amen.
You
Amen.
Sure?
I'm sure what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. With the look, some of them program they also they record them. So, thank you.
Now I believe in the cup and the manual now host. I believe in her. They know they put down by anything when I funny
Right,
program.
thank you
At the
very
end of
much,
the day, they will achieve the goal they set for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take two more calls. Welcome to the
Hello,
show. Your name
good
and inside the
evening.
call from, please.
Yeah, Mina Alusain, I call from Addis.
All right, go ahead, please, Alusain.
Wow.
Count me, na auto police case.
I hope say then go ready for get at myself as I come where.
Anyway, I really feel good for see me mommy. And I tell you for free, this kind of mommy, they know exactly like na Kumra, what in picking them wants. If we get like them kind mommy that yeah, would they stand behind them mommy that yeah, this mommy salon will go before. I tell you for free. Because one, you see, I don't care. Policeman can't be any, policeman no can be any, I talk the truth. The Sierra Leonean I'm picking them. So I for stand for them. If we get them kind people here, they stand behind woman them. We the picking them with the day behind them and we support them by anything we do. When it's within they do. And I will pray God for let God give them the strength, the good work we they do, let continue and let any evil not be against them. Any evil what they against them, they're not able. Let them always fall. And I go send this to Dr. Samura, a God make Naina the flag bearer for the APC. Let consider this man as a weapon for stand behind them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amen.
We they take one last call. Welcome to the show. This call we don't come inside just now. Okay, thank you. We just take one call per person, yeah? One to nine, any number for call. One last call. Oh, that will be the last lucky caller. Very well. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yes, Alpha. Who's the call from, please?
Hello?
Yes, Alpha, you live. You call from Musai?
Yeah, I call from North Dakota.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, the mommy they do.
The mommy they do fine.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't try more than 4-5 times. I know you forget to now. You know, say anytime I see the mommy at the program, they always partake. So I'm very happy. Yeah. Anytime I see the mommy. So the only thing with me they talk, let the mommy not rush at all like them people then they see one guy they talk say Sambura Kamara. They are like consider the mommy for being running mate. Samura not even sure it if Naing will be the candidate yet. So how Samura will consider the mommy?
So that they just make me because they're not all election, all delegates conferences.
Yeah, so how Samura will consider the mommy? So let them know worry. The mommy will not say in charge of the consortium. So now that we believe on. Let's just do the normal. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I like that side of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, mommy, Peking will call you tomorrow.
Okay, I think that's not the last call where we go take. I think one bonus day already. Let's see if we think. Welcome to the show. Your name was the call from.
Yes, and thank you, Singer. My name is Alimami Touye. I call from Spain, Gran Canaria.
All right, Alimami.
I just want for telling that thank you for we I don't call before, but anyway, I just want one comment on one issue. Now we don't see Femi Claudius-Cole. He don't put all in card at the table with all which we don't the hearing, don't they talk, na AYV, na different even na Rachel in show. We don't say this one, we don't put all in card na table. Now we don't join with different parties that we don't come together. Okay, now if in the case if now this COP we don't come together win the next election, then it can be say now things can change. Then waiting in next card, he get any card we keep or he gets any decision or any plan we get if things change?
Right.
That's not my question.
Thank you very much, and that's going to be the last call for today. Thank you. All right, we will switch off the phone now. So we not going to get any more call. We just want to get sample no more. We will start with the last one, so.
Yeah. Then an interesting question. That if they ask me if I get a plan B.
Yes, in case the COP something go wrong. Let's say even if you don't win election, then something go wrong along the way.
Okay, now several scenarios.
Yes.
Say the consortium candidates win the election.
Yes.
The beauty of the consortium is that all man, when a part of the consortium, go there around the table.
Okay.
It not go be a situation where again it has pleased His Excellency, it has pleased His Excellency, it has pleased His Excellency. Whether to do good, do bad, or do the wrong thing, it has pleased His Excellency.
Okay.
It will be a case where there is, and we actually get a coalition agreement where political parties all go come together. What you go like for seeing this agreement? What is supposed for them this agreement? Remember, say the consortium now they look at a merger different. Now that Lagos, now that they do in Nigeria, where everybody will get an input into how we want to see the new society what we call Salon. Okay. Everybody go get a voice. And the beauty of the consortium for me, now the fact say you not go get a tribal face anymore. You not go get a regional face anymore. Because the consortium gets all manifested it. Everybody did it. Okay. So, like, what we can normally hear, but tit for tat politics. So, do me, I do you. That's it. That do me, I do you politics. It's not possible for that to happen inside the consortium. It's not possible because you get people from the south, people from the southeast, people from the north, people from the west. We all long come together. So me go sit down on a round table.
So this question I will back up with this. We all know say na the consortium they always get trained past all na APC. I mean the biggest day. Yeah. So you not feel say like then go and say with or without now we can able for do something.
In that case, that means to say we don't write or sign to a bad agreement.
Okay.
That means to say we not do homework. We not think. But anything we person do in a rush, you fail for plan, and then you plan to fail.
Okay.
So the agreement is the key. Is the key.
All right.
Where now this we all don't agree to.
All right. So let me go quick one with the question there before we go to the L tune. In any case, if APC gets the flag bearer and then choose you for being one mate, you think it's right since you get your own political party? You think so your political party not go die?
Not to the question that the way they ask. Now, I not go there inside the consortium. I be chairperson of the consortium without the support of my political party.
Okay.
So in the very early days when the consortium begin to take shape, we discuss them. We get meeting every month. We discuss them at meeting. The very first time where I raised the topic, where I tell them there were more people against than for. The second time where we get to a meeting, where we discuss them, I say, well, look, anything you get for go think about. Everybody go back and go think about it. The second time when we get meeting, when we get this topic, there were more people than before, been there for than against. Because remember, this is not a thing we'll get for take to the convention where the entire house get for they on board. Okay. The last thing you want now for let with the inside a consortium where members and say me no be seen, no me no one day. So it's going to be a democratic decision even within the Unity Party.
All right.
And all the other party members for say we agree. The same for the NGC, the same for PMDC, the same for NPD, the same for all of us.
All right.
Therefore, collectively say, yes, we agree for this move. Let me go.
So this is my question back at the ask. you know, things say the cop go kill individual party them, because we see like some people them from NGC say they say them from NGC they say they go back to SLPP and all of them things, and another party like C4C themselves as well.
One thing I can tell you about salon politics, you sabi one game where they call musical chairs.
Yes.
Then they play the music, when the music stop, the chair where you then some people then are musical chairs that they play with party affiliation.
Okay.
And it is their democratic right. I can look you pin today and say, I not let you too or you too short, you too fat, I don't want for support you party. And they go party B, it is your democratic right. It is your democratic right. And I don't feel to say anybody for endanger or force anybody for go side way in one go or support person way in one support.
Okay.
And then right.
All right. Another question may come inside. Then say, if you know go be like, for example, they make mention of Zainab Awabangura, where we see being Minister of Energy at one point where they put corruption case power and all of them things, and they until they get for left back and go to UN. And say, so if you become you get position, you know go change from this you good word there we can talk.
So I go change. So somebody will become corrupt.
Yes, corrupt.
I go change
or bad politician.
Begin lie.
Yes.
I go change to possible begin thief.
Yes, all the negative.
Well, I go constantly and truly. I not ever don't stop for pray, but I will continue for pray even harder. For me, anyone around me not for do that. But secondly, no two human beings get the same DNA. And somewhere along the line, Sierra Leone, we get for able for trust somebody. And I can vouch for myself. And my prayer way I can make is, if waiting they do, I want for really for benefits the people of Sierra Leone, let God make it possible.
Okay.
This is the month of Easter. It is the month of Ramadan. Whatever with the autumn, we must every single thing is a prayer. If I can't inside politics for benefit, for me and my family for benefit, which in my own case will be a case of pure big guy, then let God not make it possible.
Okay, I like that, because if you're not being talked down this, if I've been trying to commit you at the end of the program.
Let God make it not possible. Let every obstacle be in my path. Not only that, if God feels to say I'm not go able,
all right,
maybe sickness or other things, let it not make it possible.
Okay, so the last one way I would take when a part of the questions the way they ask, they say this government don't spend 5 billion for one summit when a health summit. You know, it be wise for let they use them for other things than for improve the hospital them than they use them for summit. Those benefits where then they go get to the health system.
I really thank the person who asked that question. She's so much on point. When a hospital they lost a baby because of electricity, you not prioritize, you not a plan. You can have a summit, but you not get for spend all the money possible. Now people then they get entire summit on Zoom. We are interacting now. I'm in my study, in my home. Other people in Spain are participating. Other people in America, Dakota, Guinea, they're all they participate and we had right now. So you can do a summit and not spend that much money. So it is a case of bad priorities and bad planning. In face of what you have to deal with, porters are not being paid. Porters then cannot now when you talk patients from here to here, then give them small thing. So be frank. And then in the face of God, in the face of conscience, you spend that kind of money there for what? Per diem or what?
For papi show.
And really, it's bad planning. It's bad planning and bad execution. You could have done all of that on Zoom.
All right. We don't do one down now. I will allow by the way for take the rest and wrap up the program. Take the rest of the question, the other issues that we want to take, and then we'll wrap up the program. So the Iron Lady, it will get for the journey because we don't reach down to that point, eh? No they how the mainstream media they call now, so we said they na the social media they call.
Mainstream media now they call again, oh. Eh, there is young.
Because when they call then they beat to nothing.
So the irony just like what teacher PPS now for radio, because it look like say the first one we call you, we give interval of 1 year, and not get for happen again. This now back and forth now, back and front. Because now we dey run down the hill. We dey carry issues that we had called judgments during our 2023. So we dey patter speed to speed, height to height, every day now. So ready, anytime the people that need you, they get we call and we bring you now. So now we dey try for wrap up the program. But me personally, I got a question for you, where I feel say I need to know. We're not facing, especially you and other people, and not facing too much of intimidation from this BO government. Now, una all don't come together. Now, as waiting they go on, past somebody don't want to talk the truth, but BO not even one left the power. The SLPP, new direction, not even one left the power. Because we don't see the statements them where BO, Umawena and Fatima BO, he don't talk already, see. Then they beat APC hands down 2023. He don't talk and we don't hear it. So that don't tell you say they get things the way they don't keep under where they want me and you don't know. And then get more intimidation on the way for Una. How Una get for standard intimidation there? Because get for be worse than before. Because now they can't confuse Una, make Una not get no way for stand for campaign for 2023. How Una prepare for that?
No, we don't prepare. In fact, Steph, since when we come back, we'll actually not get we first COP meeting yet. But I don't, from what the America, Steph, now I don't hear that say they're not getting any good plan at all. But and as you say, we get so many things that we will get for focus pan. If we focus pan with fears and we focus on their negative pattern, we're not go able for look the way forward. We're not go able forward. And then get beaucoup plans and where we get for keep abreast of. One, na the redistricting, where there's still one for do. Two, na the proportional representation, where there's still one for do. Three, we only have 2 weeks for register everybody in Sierra Leone. We have to get the Get Out and Register campaign. So for them, waiting ever evil than they plan, God day. The more you plan evil for others, the more evil will befall you. If your plan now for benefit the people of Sierra Leone in a good way, let God pour blessing Panam. If your plan is just so you have power for power's sake, you will lose it in an embarrassing and mega way. Because at the end of the day, now votes will get for count. There comes a tipping point where all your plans, all your actions, you can pull this person, I transfer and go to that district, they hire this person, give that person their position, do all kinds of shenanigans. But at the end of the day, there is a higher power. And I feel to say, God is safe now. Don't sorry for Salome. He don't sorry for me. So I think with faith and hard work, because prayer without hard work is useless.
Okay.
So all the one where they watch me, where they on YouTube, where they on Facebook, there's a job for all of us. We all get work for do. And for now, the immediate work, now the Get Out to Register campaign, in whichever form, even if now audio you make, whether now video you make, we get for come together for let the people register. We want for overcome voter apathy. We want for overcome.
I think this is very important. We can't look at them, but I'll take something on your page again, where I want we all listen back, and I want your opinion into this again, especially now that we go down to the question and to the election, and as well it relates to waiting my brother just don't ask. Let me listen and quick short one of the vice caretaker.
Nobody no go touch them, nobody no go post them, because the party they are power. So that the message, that message they say that give to the party people, the message of hope. Let nobody know lose hope. This government will don't come. SLPP will come for Sudan, they don't place the for no party. they have power, that the more we will build this country, and the more they have power, that the more Salon will get respect. So every Sierra Leonean will get respect and proud say SNPP in our party.
Mama Cole.
They will get respect, but we'll go angry.
We go get respect at all?
Right now, do we? Right now, with a struggle for respect. We right now, we're the poorest, we're the hungriest, and with a clutch at straws. Why? We don't need for be this way. And no matter how many.
Wait, I want for. You say, then don't come. They don't come for Sidom, Lidom, and not to give any party chance. Now, for democracy, that?
Not at all. And the democratic space is already closing. It is closed. Now we put the democracy right now. We foot.
Because when they say we need to give any party chance, we know what it take. For example, I like this example so much, the issue of Kwenadugu, where a councillor participates as, somebody in party, say it take on himself for then a polling station. Then then talks them go arrest them, take outside the one for take them, say the man not get right, even when I'm in party. So if now the second gentleman they talk about not to give anybody space, you not think say the election, running down to the election, we get for see more than they were there and the action
we get for see a lot worse. So we get for be prepared.
Prepared in what sense?
We have to be prepared for counter whatever measures then they get. We get forget we say few years na ground. For your waiting at them.
Mama Cole, I hope they will call you now CID tomorrow, because I remember we see they talk about the level 3. Now you say you the counter, even when are their own actions them, but still, say they not like anything we not doing them favor.
Then they do when a bad plan, we go bring account to the forefront. What thing we get for afraid now again? What thing again they want to be afraid? Past the one put gun now, we all Edward would go vote. No, but we're going to get the message out to people. People then get for really know any plan where they get. We're going to come out to the public so the public knows. So the public is aware.
Okay.
And knowledge and power.
Mm-hmm.
Like always in the plan, so inside parliament, where parliamentarians are all being a party to it. SLPP parliamentarians, APC parliamentarians, all the parliamentarians, in terms of the census, in terms of redistricting, will they make let all man know? So when you go vote, you know what your parliamentarian did for you in parliament. Yeah. These are the questions they were supposed to ask about our money, and they were mute. Then they spend with money in a salon as if to say that the papa guy left and give them. And the parliamentarians are not debating it. We for make the people they know. Say now you money this. Where for make you picking go school, is sit on a table and chair. Where you want go toilet, you not get for go na bush, you get toilet for go. And a toilet that is clean and decent for them to use. Where you not get for put your jerry can, picking and awake 4 o'clock morning, for go na gutter, for go get water. This is our money. And the parliamentarians say nothing and they debate nothing.
All right.
We get for make the people they know. So where you they go vote, if they give you polo, where am? Then give you 10,000, eat them, now you money.
All right.
We go tell them.
But we're waiting to be the going down now.
Well, we don't hold the Iron Lady for long, you need rest, because we get for the Ula more and more. I just want for the Iron Lady give you advice. So in company politicians, them we know it will be a weather as one caller measure something like that just now.
And as chairperson of COP, I get the privilege for talk to a lot of politicians. Them and they interact with everybody. And the other day, I was privileged to be a party to a peace talks with members of the C4C. And I see members of C4C come together. I was so elated. And I hear the conversations where we get together. And one thing where I can able for share with you now from that interaction, there was, we know they do this for we self. We get for do this for salon. So the level of commitment where I hear, I not get for stop for the repeat and for let we all the hear and let we all they know say, we know they do this for personal fame, fortune, or position. Let history judge we. Let me do for the Sierra Leone people and deliver. For your honest job, you will be paid. But let me not put we self first. Let me not put we egos first. I was honored and I was so blessed. Where I hear where a political party that had some strains, people came together. And let God really bless them all for that day. Because I felt proud, I felt honored that for the first time in a long time, we put the people of Salone first. So for everybody where they in politics, whether you're with the consortium or you're with APA or you wherever, I want to let we all remember why we did do this. If it is for fame and fortune, there will be no blessing attached to it. But if we do and for actually make a difference for a change, we just want to give the people of Sierra Leone a break. Let God continue to pour blessing in all of us, in all that we do, in our family, in our health, in our aspirations, everything. Let me do something where the country go say, let God bless you now. Where you the worker, you're not afraid for can down the streets and worker amongst the people. And the people say to you, Una thank you, let God bless you now. And for let history judge we. Let history be the judge. That whatever we do now, we lay the roadmap for we picking their future. Let them pour libation. For me, I don't know for nobody. Me, I want to let them pour libation for me. I don't let them come pick some grade. Say really, at this number on I do, at this salon, this attempt of side, you bunch of liars and hypocrites. No, therefore, let all politicians take yourself out of the equation for a minute. If you strain, not so you are in the strain, the whole country is strain. If we do better, we will have a better Sierra Leone.
All right. Thank you very much, the Iron Lady. God bless you for this kind heart where you get for the country. And we certainly pray for make you able reach your goal where you wish for this country. Because not only for we again, but for people who not suffer down. Yeah, we did a blackout for how many days, water, a problem. We don't suffer, but all these fights where we only fight, so we fight now for PK. So we pray, we now put before, we now ready before we for make una able to succeed. So we ready bien, they can join una for succeed for waiting we all want. Waiting will be your last word as we wrap up the program now. As you picking them, you small one there, you big one them. They don't listen to you, so man don't call and give your contribution. Waiting will be your last word before we dey grab now and tell them goodbye.
Especially during the Holy Month. During this Holy Month, tomorrow Easter Sunday, we all get grievances for one another all along the line. We all get seen the way people are not doing way, don't hurt we. I want for that we all use this period for really be a period of reflection and forgiveness. Let we really forgive one another and know how best we listen but one another. That air of disrespect, come on we add. That air of we not listen but we comping, come on we add. It's not for easy for let we change Sierra Leone, but if we begin for change, we self as an individual, I think we go able to forget a Sierra Leone we can be proud of, really. And in terms of the politics, I think registration is a big deal. I feel to say everybody get for do them part, play them part, whoever you tap, whose area you day. Ask that person where they sell that granite, you don't register. My sister beg, register. Government's goodie bad now, you don't vote time. Let we all do we part so that we don't have the level of voter apathy where we see now put local. With 7,000 people registered to vote and only about 3,000 voted. So in order for we forget to change, everybody get for play their own role. So on that note, I just want to wish everybody, a blessed Ramadan and a blessed Easter. I can tell you really and truly, honestly, waiting at my first challenge is having, they see the challenges and problems whether within political parties, intra-party dispute, intra-party problems, conflict. And you know why I'm worried about intra-party conflict? I'm very worried about inter-party conflict because if within political party, say for example, within Unity Party, with a fetch recess, we're seeing it in some degree, it was happening in C4C, it is over, thank you Jesus, thank you Allah. We see it happening in the APC, we see it happening in ADP, we see it happening in PDP. Intra-party conflict is my biggest challenge. And as the chairperson for the consortium, what do they say? If within political party plaba the day, how plaba no go there in the country? So how do we heal the nation? Follow we all day peaceably together if within political party with the first say. That is do as I say and not as I do. But it don't go last. But if there is peace and tolerance within political parties, we will try to say, follow we, watch we can lead you. How can I lead you if we're fighting ourselves? So my biggest challenge as the chairperson for the consortium is to see peace within political parties. We don't have to tear each other down. We can agree to disagree. So for me, if I get the biggest challenge, I wouldn't say finance, because I believe the Lord will provide. I wouldn't say the government, because governments come and go. Nobody in West Northern is super glue a state house. When the moment comes, you will leave. It is not even the injustice that is the injustice where the people they suffer on so many levels. You case go court, you go there court stay, you gains, you stop for go. You go try for apply for this, you go gains, you stop for go. Electricity, water, not all of those things. I think all those things will come to an end. But within ourselves, there must be some degree of regard for one another. So Usa can see, even Mama they tell him, Pikin, shut up. Are they upset? Because that is where it starts. And then it just degenerates. You see election done, we knock Tamatis copper, we pump him, we all cough him. All those things should be behind us. All that for the behavior. When they get flood, na malama, we for worry. When they get and this fire, na this, we've all for busy. We should actually think of each other with some level of compassion. And that, for me, is what COP can deliver.
All right. Thank you very much. I find out see when I be asked that question, you know, go out. But I've been basically they talk about Sarafina in question we ask. Mamikola, I want to tell you thank you. Please, I'll find out say plenty question and then our Facebook and YouTube will not able for take. Please do not forgive me for today. In another edition, we go try for read una comments them to the guest, yeah. So one more thing, one for telling all. Thank you for una comments, una likes, una share. And even for una just come and watch and listen the message, because that time is very, very important, the message, you know, for let the message go out. So one thing where you can do now for help we share the message, find any kind of way where you for make one other person nobody message, yeah? Thank you very much for wanna join me one more time. Well, until we meet again, my name na Stembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. Thank you, Mami Cole.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you, the Iron Lady and the family house. We all don't come and talk to the Iron Lady, and we get for the expect the Iron Lady more and more at the house. For can't tell we what things them where they happen. For can't tell we about the betterment of Mama Saloon. Don't forget for join me tomorrow now the program Blue Mind, where maybe we they bring some of the issues there where the Mami don't can talk about. For make una self get time for discuss over the issues there, because the phone line where we open the time to shut for now we know. But maybe tomorrow we will give a small time for me to able to talk on the issues there more and more. So don't forget for joining me tomorrow. Blue Mind, Now your program where they come every Wednesday, Sunday, now the house of Weird. Until we meet tomorrow at the same channel, me na by break of life from the north, the hardest warrior 2023, no retreat, no surrender. Fear nobody, better salon. One salon.
You know say plenty people not get for vote the time for election. Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so now go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then a number 1 step we go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person not go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey walk na Lomley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake dey. As them blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to your business. You dey go full na morning, vote, return back na your house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return na power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.